Hello, I'm Doug DeWitt, Transfer Paper Product Manager here at Conde Systems, welcoming you to our next video in our series on the Oki Pro 6410 Neon White Toner Color Laser Printer. In the first video, we covered all the features and benefits of why we think that you should have one of these units at your shop. The next video we showed you how to take the unit out the box, set up the printer, and go through the driver installation. So now in this video, we're going to show how to run transfer paper through this particular printer. We're going to show you how to load your transfer paper into the printer, and then we're going to cover the necessary driver settings to make sure you get successful prints with the Oki Pro 6410 Neon. So let's go ahead and get started by showing you how to load paper into this printer. Before we get started, one thing that we want to note is whenever you are running transfer paper through your Oki Pro 6410 Neon, you want to open the back exit tray. That way the transfer goes straight in, straight out. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to leave this closed so we can see the transfers exiting from the top. So let's go ahead and open our multi-purpose tray, fold out the tray, press down on the tray to make sure that the tray is in the load position. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to use Forever Low Temp Laser Dark. So let's go ahead and pull a few sheets of the low temp laser dark. Now you'll notice this is a film, not a paper. You've got what I'm calling a frosted side and a glossy side. The frosted side is the printing side. So we want to load this paper frosted side up or print side up into the multi-purpose tray. We'll go ahead and set the paper in, narrow our guide bars, hit the blue tab here to lock the multi-purpose tray into the feed position, and now we're ready to print. So let me go ahead and jump on my computer so I can show you the proper driver settings to run this Forever Low Temp Laser Dark through our Oki Pro 6410 Neon. Now that I'm at my computer, let's go ahead and discuss the driver settings that I like to employ for the Oki Pro 6410 Neon Color. You'll notice that I'm in my Devices and Printers folder. Here is the driver for the Pro 6410 Neon Color. I'm going to right-click, select Printing Preferences. If I change the driver setting here, it should be default. You'll notice that you have 4 tabs in the driver: Layout, Paper Quality, Job Options, and Color. Let's start with the Layout tab. Here, the only setting you might need to adjust is the orientation of the artwork on the page, whether you want it to print portrait or landscape. Next, go to the Paper Quality tab. Since we're running transfer paper, we want to change the paper source. Let's click on the pull-down menu and go from Automatically Select to Multi-Purpose Tray. Now, let's click on the Advanced button to access the PostScript options of the driver. Here, we can set the paper size. The Oki Pro 6410 Neon Color, when it comes to transfer paper, is mostly going to be cut in letter size. However, Conde does offer the option to run an 8.5 inch by 17 inch paper in the Forever Low Temp Laser Dark. To run this size sheet, go to PostScript Custom Page Size. When the definition box appears, change the height from 11 inches to 17. Make sure the paper direction is set for short edge first and that the paper type is set to cut sheet. Click OK. Or, if you're running a standard transfer paper, letter size. Under Image Color Management, make sure your Image Color Management method is changed from Disabled to Handled by Printer. As far as the Image Color Management intent, you can change that from Pictures to Graphics depending on the type of artwork. I'm going to go with graphics. Some other changes I want to make I want to make sure that media check is turned off because I only want the printer to pull paper from the multi-purpose tray. Under media type, for Forever Low Temp Laser Dark, I want to change this setting to films. If I was running most other transfer papers with the white toner cartridge inside, I would want to run at Ultra Heavy 1. If you have your black toner installed, select User Type 3. But since I'm using the Forever, I'll go with films. Make sure your tray switch is also turned off. We only want to pull paper from the multi-purpose tray. Click OK here to set these changes. And let's move to the Job Options tab. If we're using a self-weeding transfer paper, like Forever Low Temp Laser Dark, we want to make sure our resolution is set at 600 by 1200 dpi, or what the Oki driver calls fine detail. Here, you'll notice you have the option to automatically mirror print. Let's move to the Color tab. Let's make sure under Color Mode, our radio button is selected for Color Print. If you have the white toner cartridge installed, you do have the option of turning the white toner off or on, depending on the graphic. If you have the black toner installed, you do have the option of printing with composite black or true black. At this point, we can apply our changes. Click OK. Pull up my graphic software and begin to send my prints to the Oki Pro 6410 Neon. So now that I have my super cool neon print, let's quickly review how to use the Forever Low Temp Laser Dark. Now I know we featured this product in other Conde videos, but to quickly review, I've got my heat press set at 310 degrees Fahrenheit with about a medium to heavy pressure. I'm using the platen to preheat the bottom platen because it does make the weeding step easier. Got a sheet of protective paper down. I'm going to take the back side of the A foil where the toner is located and the blank side of the B sheet, line the two up, put them together inside my heat press, cover with another protective sheet because we are dealing with an adhesive glue, swing the press over, lock the press into position, and we're heating these two papers together at 310 to 330 degrees Fahrenheit, 1.5 minutes dwell time if you're using an 8.5 inch by 11 sheet, 2 minutes dwell time if you're using an 11 inch by 17 inch sheet. Once the timer goes off, we're going to peel the two papers while they're still warm. So check back with me in 1 minute. When our timer goes off, we'll swing the press out, remove our top cover sheet, and then we'll peel the two sheets apart in a fluid motion. It helps with the peeling process if you let the A foil stay in contact with the bottom platen. The heat off the bottom platen makes the peeling much easier. Now, if we've done the process correct, and it's going to be hard for the camera to see, we should have a perfect indentation of our original design in the B sheet. Also, our A sheet, the toner should be covered with our white adhesive emulsion glue. So now this transfer is ready to apply to a dark garment. So now that our transfer is ready to apply, let me go ahead and grab my Hanes Beefy Tee 100% cotton t-shirt, fold it out, lay it over the bottom platen of the press, squaring it up as best I can. Let me take my sticky lint roller. You know I'm a stickler for a sticky lint roller. Let's make sure we get all the fuzzies off our shirt. Now let's use the top platen, drop it onto the shirt without locking it in, preheating our shirt for about 4 to 5 seconds, just to drive off any surface moisture that might be here. Gives us a nice smooth area. Let's go ahead and take our neon transfer done on Forever Low Temp Laser Dark. I went ahead and already trimmed the edges just in case the B sheet made an indentation line. But we're going to place the design where we want it to appear. I'm using butcher paper as protective paper. Cover it, swing it over, lock my press into position, and I'm pressing to 100% cotton here at 310 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 seconds. So once we're done with our 30-second dwell time, we're going to lift the press, we're going to remove the cover sheet, we're going to let that film sheet completely cool before we remove the A foil from the garment. So remember that. So now that we've gone 30 seconds, we'll go ahead and lift our press. Remove our cover sheet. And we're going to let this transfer cool down completely before we remove the film. So, let's cover what we should have learned today in this video about feeding transfer paper through an OkiData Pro 6410 Neon. We always want to run our transfer paper from the multi-purpose tray. We want to make sure that the back exit tray is open, and that way the paper goes straight in, straight out. When it comes to your driver settings, most transfer papers are going to run through this printer in the Ultra Heavy 1 driver setting, except for the Forever Low Temp Laser Dark, which we need to set to films. Make sure you run your transfers in a 600 by 1200 dpi image resolution, what they call the fine detail setting, and when it comes to your white toner, remember you do have the ability to turn it off or on. Now, as far as the result that we're going to get with this fluorescent neon color, you need to tune into our next video where we're going to compare this unit to the unit that's currently on the market, the Oki 711WT white toner printer. We're going to talk about the differences between those two units, and we're going to have side-by-side output so that you can see the difference in the output between the new neon and the one that's already on the market, the Oki 711WT. So make sure to tune in to that next video in the series. Until then, I'm Doug DeWitt, your transfer paper product manager here at Conde Systems. My time is up, and I thank you for yours.